Welcome back to the Shake and Bake Podcast, everybody. We're here. Zenkai did not kill us.
Yet.
Yet. It killed Katie.
How bad was she the day after?
No, she's perfectly fine.
Really?
It was just me.
No.
Yeah. Here we have me, myself, Eric. I guess I'm your host. I kind of have to be.
Have to be.
Chose to
No,
be.
have to be.
Responsible for editing.
You don't have to be, but.
Hey, if one of y'all want to step up.
No, you
Exactly. Yeah, hi, I'm Eric. I'm your host. Alongside me, on my right.
Wow, major brain fart.
Yeah.
Wow. I went to speak. I'm Nick, the one who brain just does not work usually. I don't know what the fuck that was. My mouth opened.
And nothing came out.
Nothing. No, nothing.
A fly went in, though.
It was tasty.
It was tasty.
Yeah.
Delicious. And on my farthest right, some would say at the end, away from us, thinking he's the bad boy of the group.
I would be the bad boy of
I
the
know.
group.
He would be.
But that's a good thing for me. Because everybody knows it's the bad boy that gets all the bitches.
I know.
That's true.
So, the bad boy of the group, the asshole king, Travers is here. Yeah. I don't know if I have any other titles.
All right.
Science boy.
First panel, Travers. We are introducing you like that.
The asshole king, the bad boy of the group.
The bad boy
Science
king. The bad boy
We'll put it on
asshole
the screen.
king is here. Welcome, Travers, and you are to bust through the doors in the back and come running.
Full crown, king's robe, king's cape.
Mhm.
So if you don't know, here at the Shake and Bake Podcast, we just sit down, we each bring a topic, we talk about that topic, and hope it goes for longer than an hour.
Oh.
There's a reason we're called Shake and Bake. Nothing's working.
Have we ever
Who's-
gone significantly under an hour?
Under an hour? Only if someone didn't kick down the door.
That is true.
If they never kicked down the door, that would have been considered our worst episode.
Probably.
How long would have been?
We were like,
Maybe 15 minutes in? 20 minutes?
yeah, we were like 20-something minutes in.
Damn.
Because of them, we had the full, doubled.
So,
Who wants to kick it?
so word to the wise. If you're having trouble with something, let someone break into your house.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
I guess that's a lesson.
Disclaimer, Shake and Bake does not condone breaking into people's houses.
No.
Alright. I think Eric should start.
Okay. But, just minor housekeeping, I just remembered. We have a Discord server that has existed for a long time, but now I'm actually putting it together for us. It's had the name Shake and Bake.
This is the first time I think we've heard of it.
It's
Yeah.
because it had different names on it.
Okay.
Now it is going to be in the link dump. It is a permanent link. It's a permanent invite. Go on in. I'll be fixing up the channels tonight for us. Okay. You're putting the onus of kicking it on me.
Yeah.
What are we kicking?
Topics.
We're kicking topics.
Yeah.
Truly, how do you kick a topic?
You write it down on a piece of paper, right? And
Okay.
you kick said piece of paper.
Nick, give me that piece of paper.
Okay.
Okay. This now says Bill Nye Saves the World on it.
You didn't kick it.
I'm sorry,
you
you're
threw
right.
it at me.
I have to hit Science Boy with it.
True. All right.
Science Boy.
Come on.
Do it.
Suck a dick.
You missed.
I completely missed.
Missed right over my head.
All right. So Katie and I watched Bill Nye Saves the World a couple days ago. Because we all remember how Bill Nye was. Like Bill Nye the Science Guy. His old show that was the science guy.
Bill.
Now, when we were watching it, we got through the first episode. It was global warming. Or like climate change, whatever they wanted to call it. But the problem was, it was like Bill Nye had made a show for kids, like the old Bill Nye show,
Yeah.
But it was for adults, and he was still talking like he would to kids. Like, here's a beaker. Now we're gonna light it up. He legit redoes what a calorie is. On like how that raises the temperature and the whole situation.
I could understand why he does that because not many people know what a calorie is.
Okay, true. But my problem with that is full on ripped right from. Then again, it was the direct science-y portion of it. But the way he spoke led Katie and I to believe a couple minor things. He still wants to do a kids show, and that he might actually believe he's saving the world. Because Katie and I described him as a bitter man who has gotten his own show, and now has less not censorship, but less hurdles to jump over, to get his message across. Mind you, Katie and I watched Climate Change, weight loss and calorie counting, and this is going to be the weird one because of sexual identity. Do you guys know what Bill Nye's degrees are in?
No.
He has one in like mechanical engineering or something.
Yes, it's engineering for luxury planes.
He has a degree.
Yes.
One, not multiple. He has one. Who was it? Fucking
Dolph Lundgren.
Yes.
Yep, Dolph Lundgren.
Is much more qualified to
So
be
much more
the science
qualified.
guy than Bill Nye.
If Bill Nye lifted like Dolph Lundgren, we probably would have listened to him way more. Nick, you look like you have a question.
I'm very confused because I never knew that.
Yeah.
You know,
Dolph
he only
Lundgren.
has one degree.
Ivan Drago has more degrees than Bill Nye.
And in more varying forms
Yes.
of science.
Like,
Like, I think he has like chemistry.
yes,
he has,
chemistry,
like,
physics,
Yeah.
several other things. And
Like
maths.
biochem as
Yes.
well.
Make sure I'm not thinking of the wrong person. The Russian from Rocky
Yes,
IV.
Yes.
Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
By
the
the way,
Russian
I
from
watched
Rocky
Creed
IV.
last night. Still real good.
Creed is good.
Creed is real good. I've
Yeah,
only
you have
watched
to say
3 Rocky movies. 1, 4, and Creed.
Is Creed a Rocky movie?
I want to say yes, because a lot of it still focuses on him.
Okay.
It kind of just uses
Michael
Yeah.
B. Jordan.
it uses Michael B. Jordan to. It uses Rocky to push Michael B. Jordan's story, but Rocky gets cancer in it, and that's a big part.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's what's killing him.
Yeah.
Cancer,
I
not
don't-
anything in the
okay.
brain.
Yeah. It's a good
But-
movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Bill Nye is a bitter man who got a show to show his actual opinions, but the problem is, it's a lot of "Hey there, youngins." In the first episode, Designer is there, like the rapper Designer, responsible for Panda.
Panda.
No, I'm
All the land.
when they're doing it, Carly Kloss or Close, whatever her name is, Carly Kloss, the model.
Okay.
She is like screwing with him because the scene goes, Designer goes to a restaurant, orders something, disappears. I'm not joking. A panda head pops up in the middle of the screen and he yoinks it. Like the old school Batman. Yeah, that kind of fade in. But without the spin, it's just the panda head. And mind you, Designer doesn't say any like more than 10 words, and it's mumbled through all of them. Yeah. That happens to him about 3 times. The final time, it's legit, you just start hearing Panda play in the background. Because, you know, kids listen to Designer and they like Carly Kloss, or Close. What is her name? It's the model.
I also have no idea who either of those two people are.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick doesn't get out
Every
much.
episode seems to have the same parts. A correspondent deal part, like with Derek and Sexual Identity, or Carly Kloss with Designer and Panda. Usually some strange celebrity appearance, Designer. And then a panel. A small panel of 3 experts that Bill Nye sits on the side, pushes out the questions, and then, of course, just makes jokes. Because he actually is a better comedian than he is a scientist. I mean, he started working at Boeing, and then he was doing comedy on the side, and then went full onto a sketch comedy show and then he did Bill Nye the Science Guy. So he's like zero science capability.
It's only as the people writing it. No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Science.
This is where Katie and I have a real problem. I've already mentioned he's bitter about 5 times.
Yep.
But now it's like when Neil deGrasse Tyson is talking about something that's not astrophysics. He just
Seems out of his element.
yes. He's so out of his element that it's just it's not wrong, but it's definitely straight. Okay, it's probably wrong. It's definitely strange to hear some old white man talk to you about climate change, sexual identity, with all these "hey there, youngins," and it just makes no sense. We watched 3 episodes, and they all felt the exact same. Made for kids, but not, because kids like this stuff. And then a panel in which he just jokes about the panelists.
Huh.
It's somewhere between a serious science show and Saturday Night Live. Except bad. Okay. Worse.
Like,
So how do you guys feel about nuclear power?
I'm pro nuclear power.
Nick?
Yeah.
You don't care at all?
Not
Either you don't
really.
care or you don't know.
Not really. I never really put much thought into it.
That's fine.
To be
Yeah. It's something that just doesn't enter your purview of everything. Yeah, I went really short on that, and
Yeah.
please, this is
We're
where
gonna
you guys
keep going.
ask questions.
Yeah, but like, so
Ask questions, bring up it.
my thing with like Bill Nye, it's like he's just like I felt like how that should have went was like if they would have gotten like Bill Nye was there for name only, but like they would have brought in like Derek, like he's on it,
Yes.
but like if they, I thought like how they could have done it better would be like spin him as like the heir. kind
Yeah,
of
no,
thing.
it's every episode's a different topic, and he just brings
They probably
in...
could have done him
Yes.
being the host, but have the people he would bring on for the panels do the talk, do the science part, and all that kind of stuff.
He kind of just stays.
But he
there.
really can't
Yeah.
script the panelist.
Exactly.
Like,
That's-
he, the way the show works out, he is in a large studio room, whatever, warehouse, with an audience. And he has a stage with a front wall, the fourth wall, that raises and lowers so it can act as a projector. In which it just cuts over to whoever Carly Kloss is bothering that day. Or when she's in Venice, figuring out why it's sinking and the damages. By the way, there was a bookstore where they put the books in fucking bathtubs.
What?
In
but
Venice.
no,
They
no
put-
Venice.
They put the books in bathtubs because when the water rose during the storms, it still wouldn't destroy the books.
Smart. But if it rose
used-
too much,
it's yes, it's a
Yeah.
bathtub in reverse. You're using it to stay dry.
why wouldn't they just put them in like mini gondolas so that then they'd rise
Actually,
with the water?
That would be way smarter. But then wouldn't they have to figure out how to keep them all in one spot?
Yeah.
Ropes.
Also, they'd have to keep it balanced.
Yeah, that too.
Mm.
So a bathtub probably works. With this.
Bathtub probably is the best.
Yeah.
Or just
Well-
like hanging shelves.
Or
Yeah,
that.
they could have worked. They found some way to put like the building on like flotation devices.
The gondolas?
No, yeah, just a giant. The building just in a giant. gondola.
That city's doomed.
Yeah.
There is
Oh,
no
yeah,
saving
no.
Venice.
I
The
want to
only-
visit it before it sinks.
The
Same.
best way to deal with Venice, in my horrible opinion, is to completely evacuate it and take it as a lesson. And just like put a plaque here, like, yeah, people lived here. We're not doing that again.
Wait, so why is it sinking? Is it just the rising waters?
The rising waters, and I believe their support structures are slowly degrading because of the salt content.
Mm.
Like it should. The bookstore opened up a closet and showed where like the salt damage had affected the wall. It was about the guy's waist.
Ooh.
That's when the storm would get real bad. and I was in a closet. Now, here's what I don't understand about Venice. You know those, what's it called? No, okay, I don't know everything about Venice. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Could they not have come up with some, like, extended curb situation? Like highway dividers? So that the water instead gets channeled out somewhere else?
I think that might have cost too much.
Okay.
Yeah,
because
because when you think about
more damage to the structure.
True, and I think it was more along the lines of cost too much. Without Venice, like for as many streets as like a normal city would have, is waterways. So building high curbs down that many different waterways would.
Plus, also, if you were to build
Zoom right
those,
now.
it would take away from the touristy
Yeah.
nature of Venice.
Yeah.
Because like everyone's going to Venice to ride along the canals and see the city. But if
Instead
you're seeing
of.
these huge ass.
But then just wall.
Well, I'm not thinking walls. I'm thinking like these are still too big, but those big old cement ones, like not the huge walls like we see on 95, the ones that divide the lanes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're still too big, especially when you're in the water.
Yeah.
Actually, they would be about eye level if you're in the water.
Yeah.
If you're standing on the ground, yeah.
It would depend on where you are. Like tide and stuff.
Correct.
But Venice is. I don't know what made them think that that was a good idea. Legitimately speaking, I guess for like defense, it would be a good idea.
It would be good if they could detach. That would have been
Just
perfect.
sail the
But
city
speaking
away.
of Venice,
The first floating city.
yes, I
That
want
would
a
be
floating
perfect.
city.
Oh,
I want one.
that would have been awesome.
So bad. And I want to name it Atlantis.
Can we name it Atlanta?
No, it's Atlantis. Because everyone knows what happens to Atlanta if you watch Futurama.
I know. Okay.
It sinks.
Atlantis.
Yeah, but that would actually like.
Poetic.
Yeah.
Trevor, that's like naming a new boat the Titanic. Like you're asking for trouble.
So. You wanted the. They are building a second Titanic.
Oh, gee, no.
It's bigger.
No. Oh, yeah, that's
It's gonna be the biggest cruise ship around.
wasn't that the original Titanic?
Yeah.
Oh my! Do people not learn from history?
Hey, Nick.
Isn't the line those
Humanity
who don't
got-
learn from history?
They are doomed to repeat it.
But Nick, remember, humanity got its revenge. The icebergs are melting.
That's why. All for the Titanic.
All for the Titanic.
Bitch, you sunk the Titanic.
We're waiting for that one iceberg to finish melting.
I'm pretty sure it's gone. I would assume that one iceberg is gone.
Isn't it funny that the Titanic trying to avoid the iceberg is what caused the destruction?
Hmm.
Okay, so the Titanic was built with 5, I believe ballast is the right term?
I think so, yeah.
5 air pockets.
Yeah, the ballast.
To keep okay, that's ballast?
Yeah, that is
Was it ballast or pontoon? I wasn't sure. Pontoons were probably for a different size boat situation. The Titanic had 5 or 7. The problem was they tried to. Let's say your cup is the iceberg,
Yep.
and the clear voice is the Titanic.
Yep.
What they tried to do was to avoid damage, thus skating along the side of it, shredding more than half of those ballast.
Yeah.
If they took it head on, it simply would have ruptured one of them. They would have taken on a lot of water and swam a little differently, but they wouldn't have sunk.
Also, if they would have taken it head on, there's a chance that they could have gotten stuck in it, and then they would have just sat there
Until they would
until
not get
help
out of there.
arrived.
But during that time, how would help get to them?
They were able to signal. It was just so how the Titanic went. Help was coming.
Okay.
It's just it took so long. So if let's say they took it head on and got stuck, they would be able to get help there in time and save almost everyone. Well, everyone that mattered.
Yeah.
I still want to know how the fuck they did not see a goddamn iceberg.
They did see it coming. Problem is they couldn't act in time.
Yeah.
Also, there was several other weird factors. Apparently, this is what I learned back in school. There was a sarcophagus on board. Yeah. And that there was some fungus in the sarcophagus when it was being loaded. And the captain was, what's it called? In contact with said fungus. And it was a certain fungus that is still found in tombs. It's something we take a precaution against because it makes you act erratic. It doesn't make you go crazy, but it makes you act less smart and a lot stupider.
You're
Less smart,
less,
a lot stupider.
lot less rational.
Yes,
I would
Russian.
serve sarcophagus on board.
I think they were taking it back to a museum.
Yeah.
Once they make land in New York.
Yeah.
Once they make land in New York, it would get shipped off somewhere.
Also,
Probably
that they were
Russian.
also off course by a bit. They shouldn't have been there. Like, they should have been farther south than they were. There's just a
That
lot of
just-
small things
That just added.
that just, like,
If I
compounded.
could go back and just observe any point in history,
It would
just
you'd
like
have
not
to
be
see
on the
how-
actual, not be on the boat. I would just want to like fly around
Just
like
to
ghost
ghost it,
form, and know like, all right, what started the chain reaction?
there's, like, a lot of smaller things that kind of, like, they could have saved more people if they would have had more lifeboats and life jackets.
Yeah.
But because of the Titanic, now all boats have more than enough.
Weren't the lifeboats removed because it wasn't appealing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You dumb motherfuckers.
But now, because of the Titanic, all the boats now have more than enough lifeboats and life jackets for all of their passengers. Like, we've taken some lessons from the Titanic.
Obviously
Just, like,
not.
also
We're
with-
building a second one.
Okay. But also with, like, another lesson we learned from history with the Triangle Factory in New York, I want to say it was called.
I have no clue.
So, there's this factory in New York, and it was early 1900s. Oh. So, it was in the center of New York, right? And there was this fire on there was a fire on one of the floors, but they didn't have fire escapes. So, because of that, people started having to jump from the higher floors in order to not burn. Now, sure, they died because on impact.
Yeah, but it's better than burning to death.
Yeah, so, but because of that, no, it was early 1900s. Because of that fire, the government started putting in regulations like fire escapes are necessary, fire extinguishers need to be a thing, space was also part of, like, that whole thing. So, like, the sad thing is, you need a tragedy to fix something,
Yeah.
but
I'm keeping my mouth shut because I just said something.
You were going to say...
Never mind. Never mind. Not bringing it up now.
I want to take a guess, because this is what if it is, it's what I was going to bring up. The reason for all of our airport security?
No.
Okay, so just me.
No. Yeah.
that's also another.
Yeah, like, we have to be attacked to figure out where our weaknesses are.
Yeah.
But then we go overboard on some of them. Not fire escapes and all that.
No.
But then other situations.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Now I want to know
I
what
kind
you're
of know
talking
what
about.
Nick's, like, thinking.
Bill that was recently passed. So
Okay.
it's yeah.
Overboard.
We're not going politics. No.
That's what I said.
History's okay. Politics is not.
Not
Yeah.
this early.
No,
No,
not
we're
this
too
early on. Not this early on.
We can't play our hands yet.
Hey, we made it to 23 minutes.
Hey, shit.
Hey.
Now, that 23 minutes means nothing because it's all going to get cut apart.
Pretty much. So we should just keep talking
Yep.
about
Anyone
science.
else?
Let's talk about science.
Science.
You know what's cool?
When history repeats itself?
Well, that happens. Oh, yeah. He said that's not really what a causal loop is.
The point was loop.
I know.
You could have said anything else.
But, so when history repeats, that isn't a causal loop. Well, let's talk about causal loops. Nick, do you know what a causal loop is?
I have no fucking clue what a causal loop is.
Okay.
Remember, Nick doesn't get out much.
So, it's a thing in time travel where an event in the future causes something in the past, which causes the event in the future.
Oh, that.
Causes
Okay.
the thing-
I knew what it was. I didn't
Yes,
know the actual
just
name
the
for
loop.
it.
So, like, an example, we were talking about this last night. We think Terminator kind of is, because John Connor sending Kyle back to birth John Connor to send Kyle back to...
Okay.
Yeah.
Like that Stein skate as well. But
I don't know anything, but I'm going to take a guess.
No. I don't know. Science
No.
Gate would not be a loop.
No. Well, Eric, you take your guess first, and
Okay,
I'm just gonna
no,
say what it is.
I'm gonna guess that what you're thinking of is a paradox. Here's what I would dictate causes a causal loop. Present event A causes past event B, which is responsible to cause present event A.
Yeah.
Example for... I'm going to use the Flash as an example here. So, there in one of the stories, an EMP hit the city. So, because of that, clones were dying, and they kidnapped a scientist to make a machine so that then the clones wouldn't die. The machine was unstable, and was about to explode. So the Flash ran around it and sent the wave back in time, which was the original EMP.
Okay. Now, for Steins Gate, I was thinking of spoilers for Steins Gate. Remember, Okabe sees Makise get stabbed in the first episode. That
Okay.
causes the events to happen. When he goes back and tries to save her, he's the one that makes it look like she got stabbed in the first episode, which causes that Okabe to then follow the events, which then goes back and tries to save her.
Yeah, kind of. The entire show is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
God.
one part. The entire show itself kind of is.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, it is fun. We're making you watch that at some point.
But
Yes.
did you have to go back in time to kill yourself so that your father could take that corpse, resurrect it as you, so he could kill you, so you could go back in time to kill yourself?
Soul Reaver.
The amount of times I bring this up makes it one of my 5.
Yeah, no. But, what do you think, so with this, like, the odds of a causal loop happening are in real life, not just science fiction?
The odd. Okay, so now we pretty much have to figure out the odds of getting to time travel.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna assume time travel does exist, and for this situation, time travel is a thing.
Alright, yeah.
And I would-
go base theory, time travel is itself a thing.
Is itself a thing. That would simply mean we would have to. But since time is infinite, we have as many chances to screw it up.
In theory, we could be in the middle of a loop
Correct.
right now.
We just wouldn't
We
know
just
yet.
don't realize it yet.
Correct.
Just like event B A in the future was sent back, which affected event B in like 40,000 BC before like writing was a thing. Like a time machine came down, crashed something, which thought them to believe this was a thing, which then led them to this, and then we're
Yeah.
here now because of a loop, but we don't realize it yet. Which is actually terrifying.
Kinda is.
But if that's the loop,
hell,
I think
Travis-
we're fine
Travis,
because
roll
we're so
me.
far into it.
Travis, for all we know, you could be the cause of a loop. Remember, Travis, if I'm reading this, we did it.
That is true.
Yeah.
But also,
Oh no,
with
Yeah,
that,
so I want to explain that real quick.
no. Are you explaining it to me or to them?
In general, it was like, I want to say like a month after I got Travers into Steins Gate. Motherfucker, I swear to God, I lost a picture too when I wiped my old phone to give to you. It was it was one text that said, "Nick, if you are reading this, that means we did it." And he swears to God he never sent
I
it.
never sent that text.
I swear to fucking God.
It's so ridiculous that I don't even know what the hell is
That has
happening.
to mean you are the cause.
So
You really are them.
like, I'm still not sure if you're just if you're just playing like a really long game.
What do I have to gain?
Me being uncertain.
There's no fun in that.
No, but
But
part of me wants to believe we did it.
but now because of this possible causal loop that we could possibly be in, does that mean free will isn't a thing?
I would.
Because if everything is to get us to point
Hey.
A in the future to affect point
Point
B in the past,
Which would then send in the motions
to get us to
the
here to get to point A
Okay.
to affect point B, would that mean free will is not a thing?
We seriously are just talking about Soul Reaver now because that is the point. Free will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about free will
Uh,
as well.
I'm glad. Yeah, we can do that.
Free will's
That's
actually a
perfect.
really interesting topic as well.
Okay. Ooh, I can bring up. I
Yeah.
I can actually jump in on this one.
So, because of this causal loop existing,
Mhm.
that is almost the same as saying we are fated to repeat these events until the chain is broken.
Exactly.
Be it Kyle Reese is killed, Sarah Connor is killed, or you never sent the text, or any other things.
Mhm.
Once that chain is broken, does that give us back free will?
But how would we break the chain?
Exactly. If you don't realize you're in a chain.
Yeah, and how would we even begin to realize we were in the chain?
So like, with now, if we're gonna use, let's say, Terminator as an example, if
If the Terminator is successful,
if the Terminator's never sent a Terminator back in time, then Kyle wouldn't have been sent back in time to give to Father John Connor, who would have sent, who was the reason that the Terminator sent a Terminator back in time in order to kill John Connor before John Connor was born, which is why Kyle was sent back in time to Father John Connor.
so what I'm saying, okay, so now what I'm understanding to be, a causal loop is fated because once it is broken, it is paradox.
Once
So
it
at
is
this
broken,
point,
it is
free
fair.
will does mean nothing.
Okay. So
Fuck all of you.
But I mean, I say that if there's a causal loop, does that get away? Does that just completely take away the whole theory of the butterfly effect? Because if we're stuck in a loop, how could different timelines branch off from that? If we're all fated to keep repeating the same things.
Does free will exist as a complete, or is free will simply within this causal loop?
I'm saying like free will within the loop.
Okay.
Because let's say event A is sending Stephen Smith back in time to 40,000 BC, like I said earlier. I'd say that is event A, and then event B is Stephen Smith gives man fire. Let's just, I'm going to use that as like my examples, which that's also train reaction to do that. Now, if that is the loop, once Stephen is sent back in time, would free will then be again a thing? Because they're then out of the loop. The rest of humanity would be. Because once you're past point A,
Yeah, then you're in the clear.
yeah. So the butterfly effect could still happen because of the thing, like, but inside it wouldn't, but before and after
After.
it would.
But if it's a loop,
Don't say it. Don't you dare say it. Continue.
I was gonna, if we're in a constant loop, how could there theoretically be an F? No, because
No, he means between Apex
Yeah,
and...
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
not
I thought you were
saying,
going to say loop within a loop. I was going to freak out.
that also could happen, loops within loops. Because, like, let's say, like, we don't develop time travel for, like, let's say another 3,000 years from now. So that would be, what, 5,080?
Yeah.
Going back to 40. So that's 45,000 years. So in theory, there could be loops within
Yeah.
loops within loops.
And then loops within those loops.
Yeah.
And then rectangles within those loops.
How would you have a rectangle?
I don't know.
Would that not mean we would need to be in a separate dimension? In which there is another dimension to travel.
Like a fourth dimension?
The fifth.
The fifth?
The fifth. Because fourth is time, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they theorize there's like up to 16 dimensions.
I would like to see a physical artist representation of what these dimensions would look like, because we know how the three work out. We know
Because that's what we can perceive.
yeah, but if it would be the
And-
time, we would need a way to signify how time works in. God damn it, Eric.
We could also, but what if dimensions works in sets of threes? So, 1, 2, 3 is what we can perceive. 4 we feel. But
Okay.
4 is like another is the beginning of a set of
Of the
3.
beginning-
So 4,
So
5,
four,
and
five,
6
six
is equal
become-
to like 1, 2, 3 for a different being.
Well, there's a set of them you can only smell. I'm fucked.
And then number 7 would be like time to those beings.
Hmm.
Like, what if that is how dimensions work? Like, which would then lead into multiverse theory.
This is called the science episode now.
Yes, it is.
Jeez.
Because
I'm still partially hung up on like free will being a thing.
like
Yeah.
possibly not being a
Like,
thing.
free will within the loop, free will with outside of the loop, the
Oh, you're
coin
going on-
being tossed, when the coin lands on its side, how does that is that the loop breaking or is that the loop finishing?
Exactly.
I'm asking about that. Is flipping a coin a straight 50-50%?
No.
Because
There's
there's
minor
There's a
possibility of it landing.
non-zero
Yes.
chance of it landing on
on
its
its
side.
side. Okay.
Like it's the same way as there is a chance there is life on another planet.
The chance
Sentient
of
life on
that
another
is
planet.
larger.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm giving
I
him
don't
a
think-
scale of space.
Yeah. So
Like
Chance of us finding.
chance of us finding life on another planet within our lifetime.
Yeah. That is astronomically small.
It is very tiny that we actually, to tell a lie, there is actually a chance we might find life within our solar system.
a sentient life. Life.
Sentient as in more or less they'll be like fish.
Okay. Life signs.
Would you guys eat
Okay.
space fish?
Yes.
So, okay, real cool. So actually recently,
Hold on. Answer the question. Would you eat a space fish?
yes,
Okay. Cool. Me
there's
too.
no reason not to.
No, yeah, I hate fish.
But so
No, you already said it. You're eating
recently,
space fish.
NASA around 2 moons, one of Jupiter, which I think was Europa, and then one around Saturn. Don't remember what that, because it had a weird name, but it was these 2 moons, and they have a thick outer shell of ice, but underneath there's water, like liquid water, and we know this because of geysers
Okay.
coming out, shooting into space. And like in a flyby, we found hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, like the building blocks for life. So theoretically, if we were to send a probe to there, dig through the ice, and we found life, it did originate on that moon. Whereas on Mars, if we find life, there is a small chance that it did originate on Earth. It just kind of hitched a ride to Mars. So those are like the first 2 areas in our solar system where we could find life that didn't possibly originate on Earth.
Huh. Now, would you drink the space water?
It's just H2O. Yeah.
Would-
It's,
Okay.
it's the same chemical makeup. It will do literally no harm to you.
But that's like saying the same water of Mexico will do no harm to you.
Fine.
Your body is not equipped to deal with such.
That is also true.
Also, don't drink anywhere else's water. Not just Mexico. Just don't drink water outside of your country.
Don't drink water outside of your country if it
Yeah.
isn't like also like one of the countries that like is close to your countries.
Yeah.
Like Canada, we could.
Yes, we could
But
drink Canada's
we
water.
can't drink. Mexico's right next to us.
But the thing with Mexico is the difference in technology.
I was actually saying difference in environment.
That as well also.
Yeah.
Environment, like Canada, like we could do Spain, we could do Germany, we could do France, we could do Britain, we could do Ireland. Like we could do those because also like the technology and also they're similar enough environment to us.
All right.
But then with that, would somebody from LA, born and raised in LA, be able to drink the water from Mexico?
No, I think it's still too different.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like from LA to like Tijuana, which is right over the border.
Maybe. They probably... Yeah, it probably wouldn't get that different that closely.
No, it would probably, you gotta probably go to like middle, like landlocked.
Yeah, but of course there's like a lot more variances in what is affecting the water.
Yeah, like Mexico also has a
Then again, we
problems.
can't drink the water in America either. Some states, I mean.
Some states, apparently, county to county as well, according to some people.
Yes, some people. I'm sorry, it tastes different.
It's water.
Okay,
But
I
it
will
does
tell
have a
you.
taste.
I will tell you right now. Back when I was in Philly, the water still tastes better than what it is here.
Really?
Yes, the water in Philly versus the water in here and then the water in Lancaster. The water in Philly is still the best to my mouth. because the water in Philly, I cannot taste chemical, I cannot taste mineral. Here, I taste nothing but fluoride.
When was the last time you had the water in Philly?
When was the last time I was at Chrissy's house? A couple weeks ago?
Okay. Because I was about to say, are you just confirmation biases in
No,
remembering?
a couple weeks ago. I still drink from the tap in Philly.
Okay.
Then the water here, I drink it from the tap. It tastes like nothing but fluoride. That's good, but it's the only thing I'm tasting.
Mm-hmm.
Then the water up in Lancaster, I taste nothing but like. You know that little grit when you
Heathen.
accidentally drink seawater?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like cleaner.
Clean seawater.
Yeah, it's like it's still.
Oh my god, Lancaster's is a mess of problems.
It is a mess of problems. It's not even a city.
Also, I wasn't even talking about you. I was talking about Brian.
Oh.
I didn't realize you had a problem with my water.
I
I knew Brian said felt like he was getting high by drinking it or
okay,
something.
but Brian feels like he's getting high at anything.
That's true.
That's true. Brian is
Mm.
an interesting man.
Oh,
Yeah, like so.
he is the box ghost.
Box
Beware.
roast. Alright, but yeah, that's. But to bring it back to like causal loops and free will and how it may or may not exist, how does that make you feel?
Terrified.
Terrified. Eric, how does it make
See-
you feel that you might not have free will?
It's when I don't think about it, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Because once again, if someone in the next room is flipping a coin, that's not going to affect you at all.
No.
But now that you know they're flipping a coin, you
You're-
might have a little bet on that.
You're curious now.
Also, all that isn't that essentially, to some extent, essentially what fate is.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Everything is predetermined.
Mhm.
Like wrestling.
Uh-huh. Like, it's
That's
like,
funny you mentioned wrestling. No.
it's if free will like as like a thing is just really weird
Mhm.
because like when you think about it, time is going to keep moving. Like no matter what you do, time will keep moving and you will end up
Losing to it.
so yeah. But how do we will never be able to prove free will is a thing because think about it, how do you know you weren't just meant to die here
Essentially,
at this point?
it's essentially the same argument of we can never truly prove if we're not in like a computer simulation or some shit.
God,
That
please
we
no,
could-
don't continue this.
No. That we could prove in theory with time. Free will.
It's like, yeah, because they're like, oh guys, like we've proven we have free will, or is someone making you essentially saying, oh, this information must mean this when it can mean the exact opposite.
Like the way like with proving like computer theory, like the fact we have not found an end to pi is kind of proof that we aren't. Kind of because
Because
that would then
that
be
would
isn't there
infinite
something.
data.
Isn't
Correct.
there a computer that's just constantly trying to find the end of it?
But like so the fact like we need would if pi does not end, that would mean infinite
would-
data, which would crash any computer simulation
Yes.
because of a number. So like that's one of the things they're like,
Okay.
this is why we think we might not be.
So if we
Uh,
find an end to pi, then we either found the end to, if we are in the simulation, we either found the end to data, which possibly means our end is coming soon. Okay, which almost definitely means our end is coming soon. Or, how would that prove we are not in a simulation? Then
If-
end to pi.
The end of pi would not prove that we are not.
Okay,
It's the fact that there is no end that is proving that we may or
Okay,
that
so
is more likely than not we are not. Because with the fact of there being infinite amount of data, so that would crash a computer if you're just like
yeah. If you have something constantly rattling off this space, it will eventually have to hit some breakpoint, or else it will destroy itself.
yeah, exactly.
Actually, that crashed
I
my
wonder,
Tumblr on
what-
April Fool's 2 years ago. Yeah, someone put. It started off as pi. They probably just started hitting random numbers after that. But I would never get more than 4 lines deep before it crashed my Tumblr.
Huh.
Every time.
Huh.
I had to wait 4 days just to get back in.
But I wanna, what evidence is there saying that we are?
How neat everything is. Everything is
Like how
very
perfect. Okay.
neat. No matter where you are, it is very neat. Like the lack of chaos we're seeing is something that people are thinking might be.
In terms of
Okay.
what? Because there's plenty of chaos.
No,
now.
no, hold on.
Don't think individual people
He
think
means
gravity.
How
the
these
speed of light.
interconnecting
Like-
systems don't fall apart. Like the moon on our side affects somewhere else if changed. So that would mean you have several systems all perfectly working together. If one falls apart, shouldn't everything fall apart? Because nothing has fallen apart, that is somewhat proving there are some other rules in play. Proving we are possibly in something we are not in
see-
control of.
Okay, I get that, but at the
We are
same
God's
time,
game of Sims. If one thing were to tweak, wouldn't everything tweak?
Mm.
Also, Bruce Almighty. That's
Uh,
why I pulled up the moon.
But like also like gravity being as neat as it is, even from Earth to the moon, to Mars, to the sun, to distant planets, like with how like everything. Also, if you look at like how flat like, a spiral galaxy is, like they're very flat. Like that. It's now sure that doesn't prove that we are.
No.
It's just some people thinking, well, because of this neatness, we could be in a computer simulation because on a tiny computer simulation, I can do something and make it just as neat. So, like, the fact of, like, that's what some people are thinking.
Mm.
So there's no way to disprove it yet. We'd need...
We need more.
But there's no. There's a way. There's
a
no
way to
real.
prove it and disprove it, just not yet.
Yeah.
We don't have the technology.
Nick, what's your topic?
Well, I'm actually gonna completely change what mine was. So going back to free will real quick. Eric is giving me death eyes.
Okay.
Okay, so going back to free will real quick.
Going back to free will real quick. Let me bring up a scenario. It's straight. Let me bring up the plot for Tales of Berseria, essentially. In Tales of Berseria, the head of the church, essentially the head of the church and head of the exorcists, is using this long forgotten dormant god's power to just control everyone. That's his main goal. Make everyone nice, everyone very Pleasantville, but lacking any free will, emotion, drive, personal goals, anything. To the point of, hey, now it does affect some people early on. It's like, wow, I've done some terrible shit. I'm gonna walk off this pier and just drown myself because I'm a terrible person that will do nothing but breed chaos and demons.
Okay.
That was an episode of Supernatural.
No.
I know nothing about that show.
Let me just tell you what the point of the episode was. People's souls were just gone. So their body acted without a moral compass.
Mm.
And what their pleasures and their fears kind of just went back down to zero. A man afraid of spiders
Essential.
could put one on his face.
Yeah, that's essentially what fucking happened in Berseria. Because keep in mind, this was the villain, but you can't really deny the positives in doing something like that. Because it's gonna be no more war, no more fighting, no more criminals, no more anything, shit like that.
Mhm.
But at the same time, that means everyone's gonna think logically to the point of robotically. No more desires, no more emotions, or anything. Is that right? For lack of a better phrasing.
Are you a slave if you don't know you're a slave?
Yes, but not you can be one without knowing it.
But then are you, if you,
Because someone else can still view you as the slave.
but you and your close people, your close circle, don't see yourselves as slaves.
No.
You see yourselves as regular people.
Well, right, you can see yourself as an average, normal person, but just because you see yourself as that
Because someone else holding the leash and you don't see it.
doesn't
Yeah.
mean the leash isn't there.
Correct.
Put it this way.
Are you just eating all my Twizzlers?
Maybe.
Would you kindly stop eating the Twizzlers?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't care. I've eaten
Nick,
more than
would you
the
kindly kill me?
All right, I got the swords.
But
Would you kindly?
with that, today, even though sure we have maybe free will,
Please. God.
we could still all be considered slaves to like capitalism, because like right now, big business kind of
Yeah.
determines
Money owns us.
Money
what
on-
you do.
yeah.
So, are we then slaves to money?
Ooh, excuse me. All right. Well, let's start. Let's start with the Berseria scenario for a second. Does that make Artorias a villain or the hero?
If he is,
Because I'm gonna say just some minor plot over most of the universe. He was actual events lost to time for the majority of the people. It was kind of seem as the first shepherd, the first guy to let these essentially the Malakim, essentially fairies and humans interact. Well, the character you're playing as, Velvet Crow, was the first Lord of Calamity. Because she didn't give a fuck. Her Berseria is essentially just an entire story of vengeance for almost all the characters. Would you guys actually see Artorias as the villain or the hero?
So in simple terms, would you rather peace or
Peace without free will, or free will without the guarantee of peace?
I would rather. So this is just me because this is my personality. I would rather war with progress than peace with
stagnation.
stagnation. Yeah.
Yep.
Because with that, there would be no great technological advancements. Everyone would be right where they are.
But by that
I
same,
don't know if it would necessarily lead to stagnation in terms of like tech, but it would definitely be like the arts. Because when you can't let your emotions dictate your actions, there's not gonna be any real great pieces of works that come out from out of that. Sure, you'll most likely advance as a civilization because everyone is thinking purely logically at that point for what's needed. Like there was a point. You're going through the capital of the country, and there's just a group of like 20 so people standing around a water fountain going, "There's no reason for this to be here. It's purely a display piece that just wastes water. We should just get rid of this."
So Charles, by that same coin, would that not mean everyone is content? If you have peace at the cost of emotion and personality, you have no needs. So your content would lead you to not require progression. At least not certain kinds of progression.
Yeah.
Because if you had war and you had emotion, that would mean people want something new, people want change, they want difference, they want progression at the cost of pretty much anything. And whatever the cost is, maybe we'll take it, not the point. It cuts back down to the personality and what it wants.
Mm-hmm.
If you have no wants, you will have no desire to collect that want. So if you have no personality, you don't need the arts, you don't need the fountain.
Sure.
If you have the personality, you do want the fountain because it made you feel something. But then maybe you'll want the next fountain, the next step.
But like,
It points out to I should put this. While you wouldn't have the want and the desire, but does that still make it right? To have some essentially someone choose, hey, we're gonna live peacefully, but fuck what you want. I'm deciding this is for the betterment of everyone.
In this situation, it sucks, but I would call him the hero. If causing everyone to go robotically logically, that removes the value put into life. So war just seems like a cost and nothing more. If there is no desire, there's no desire to take someone else's land other than logical reasons. And then war comes down to mathematical problems. This many troops for this much land. This much land is equal to this much gain. So yes, if he's stopping war and stopping an unnecessary sink, then I don't see why he would be wrong.
but my thinking is, this is just me being a person who like wants to see technology like just keep going and going and going, like keep advancing, because that's what I feel would be the best for everyone if technology kept going. And I see war as like a small price to pay for that. But if he was to, let's say, discontent, it would I would be very much against that, because like then people would still die because there wouldn't be the next medical breakthrough, because they don't have the creativity to think, let's try this. There wouldn't be something like the want to make an internet, because the point of the internet is to share ideas. So if nobody's having any unique original ideas, there wouldn't be an internet to share information such as sciences or maths, or even like their base things that they still probably value, like the science, like the STEM. So by him causing the lack of free will, it ends up hurting more than it helps.
All right.
So in your view, he is taking away from humanity.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
So in your view, he would be
a villain.
He would be the
okay.
He would be the villain.
So now, it comes down
Down
to
to
you.
you.
I want to know. Don't say villain or hero till the end.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not doing that today.
Where do you find?
I can see the merit in it. Well, because keep in mind, keep in mind, in Berseria, in Zestiria, the main villain you were fighting was the Lord of Calamity. In Berseria, you're playing as the first Lord of Calamity. Because keep in mind, because within the first 5 hours, within like the first 5-10 hours of the story, Velvet has started a prison riot, gotten most, if not everyone in the prison riot killed, so she and like 2 other people could escape. Spoilers for this one: killed and then absorbed or devoured the essence of her dead sister in Malakim form, knowing very well who she was after she was on death's bed, but still, like she did the finishing blow. She absorbed Saris was her name, her Malakim name, into her for the power. Got a little ring out of it too. Went to stole a ship, crashed said ship, went to a town whose like sole resource of prosperity was like was essentially like flint and gunpowder and shit. Set that town on fire, so she could so she and some other people could escape. In like the first like 5-8 hours of the game, this is the hero.
No, she's the villain. She's the villain.
She is very much.
All because Artorias not only turned her into like a like essentially a demon, almost full blown. Locked her in a cell for 3 years so she could just feed on demons while giving power to Artorias' god. But also, in order to summon said god, killed her youngest brother, who then got reborn as the god and said, "Fuck you, sis. Artorias was right. Like, our stepbrother was kind of right on this one." Oh yeah. Artorias was their stepbrother as well.
Ah.
And also, I can't remember if purposefully or unpurposefully killed his wife and unborn child to first start the summoning of the god.
I'm thinking purposely, but
I think it was a mixture of both. No, because that death was what led him to become cold and logical. So, I see merit in it, because the world is fucked up where human desires and wants essentially are what birthed demons. Straight up, like, malevolence in humans is what causes shit to happen. To the point in Zestiria, like, there's so much accumulating over the years that, like, weird, like, these giant tornadoes and thunder and firestorms just happen randomly. I see the point of merit in that, of just wanting to block everyone else's desires and wants, but at the same time, you are sacrificing art, you're sacrificing paintings, you're sacrificing the possibilities for that time, the theater, the traveling troops. Essentially, what makes humans and not machines. So, despite Velvet more or less being, at worst, she's an anti-hero. I'd say Artorias is the villain. Because while he's doing it for the best intentions, as history has shown, those with the best intentions do not always automatically mean they are the heroes.
I realized something. The two of us, even though we both think that he's the villain, think that he's the villain for very different reasons. I was thinking because of like sacrificing in the sciences. You were thinking the arts.
Yeah.
Which is very like reminiscent of our personalities.
Oh yeah. You're science boy. I'm the theater guy, or acting guy rather.
Yeah.
You're the arts. He's the math.
Yes. And you're the chaos.
Fuck. Can we?
Give me what?
Why does this always happen to me?
But you're
I'm
chaos.
always the traitor. I'm always the wild card. I am too much Eric to be Eric.
Eric, you're incredibly hard to predict.
You
That's-
are. Which
Yeah,
which can be good.
You never would have thought I'd argue him to be the hero.
Like, you are incredibly hard to predict, which is why you've always been the wild card, the traitor, things like that. It's because of just how hard you are to predict. Like, you can predict the two of us if you take enough time. Like, sure, I try and, like, do some things, like, unpredictable, just, like, keep people, like, on their toes. But, like, if you sit down and, like, look at every decision I've made, you can see exactly why. With you,
It's
It'll
the
take a
second
lot.
phone I looked at. Exactly.
Yeah, it's not because it had the best memory. It's not because it had
The best
best
plan.
one. No, it was the second phone he looked at.
It's like not the first, not the third, the second.
Second.
Dude,
Very much a wild card.
I give as little shit as like the next guy about like which exactly phone I have, as long as it's not Apple. Even
Oh my God.
even I took time to like compare and look at and decide like, huh, no, this one makes the most sense. You just went no, yes.
Are you gonna try to argue you aren't a wild card?
I'm not gonna argue that on tape.
On tape.
On tape, no.
Unless we spend like a whole topic or a whole episode dealing with that, we're not doing it on tape.
Eric's intervention.
I can save this conversation for later.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's
All right. God.
I think that's a good place to
everything.
stop.
It has to be. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in. As always, I am your host and audio engineer, I guess, Eric.
Yeah.
You are. There's no
Yeah.
guessing.
Just say your names. I'll throw the bumper.
Yeah.
Links for everything in description. Check out the Discord. It should be started. I love you.
Like, how long has the Discord
It's
been?
been over. I've had it for a long time.
I'm not
Not too
downloading
long.
the Discord app.
I'm gonna,
I might as well, like.
yeah, I'm gonna have to. This might be the better way we get in touch with everyone.
Yeah.
Or, hear me out. Patreons get access to it.
Actually, Discord can connect to a Patreon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Your Patreon levels could actually give you a role on Discord. By the way, please go to the Patreon. I know it sounds like I'm begging. It's because I am.
He's hungry.
If you give any money, it will help us. $1 will $1 a week can still help us. $10 will get us to like love you. $1,000 and you can kiss me.
Eric, I'm not 100% sure if that's worth $1,000.
No, it's completely invaluable.
$1,000. You could have any of us
Oh no,
for the night.
What?
You can do whatever you want.
just say your name.
Travers, at that point, you're becoming a prostitute.
Say your
Not if we don't have sex.
do your
You
pimping.
just said whatever we want.
Just do your pimping, please.
He is.
I am. But anyway, that's Travers, the asshole king, the bad boy, the science boy. I don't have any other boy names.
Duh.
Yeah. Jesus.
I'm Nick. I'm the guy that doesn't get out much. That's really it. I'm the guy that doesn't. I'm the nerd that doesn't get out much.
All right. Don't forget to check out the weekly check. It should be coming up this Sunday. And check out all the gameplay. It's fun, I guess. Good night, everybody. Love you.
I don't even
Check out the videos.